Yesterday, I was speaking to David Fleming, who is from the COVID-19 Assembly. He started a new initiative to try to get people re-engaged on getting out and organising and so on. I just began yesterday by asking about that, and let's have a listen to what he said.
As you say, I worked together and COVID-19 Assembly, and all along my idea has been to get the word out to people. I mean, if you look at the graphics on the COVID-19 website, you see that they're all about people spreading information in local areas. So I just want to take that a step further. We want to get people to the average person to sign up on a sort of a very simple binary decision, like, do you want a good future for your family or a bad future for your family? Now, obviously, most people say good future, and we genuinely think that we need to get people's attention on the bad future that's been sort of foisted upon us by unelected people or whatever. So we get people to realize that the future that's been built for us by default is actually a bad future, and we want to show them that we can work together to have a better future. So the plan is to just get out there and get the information out to people, because I mean, when I think of people I know, who aren't, thinking the way we do, they just don't know this stuff. I mean, even after all this time, 2.5 years or longer in other cases like climate or whatever, they just don't know the information. And whenever it is presented to them, it's framed as conspiracy theories or whatever. So we just need to get the word out to people. And the idea is that we're not going out there, speaking to strangers. It's designed so that people will have conversations with people they already know and trust. So it'll be friends, families, and everybody talking to each other. So the biggest part of the plan is that we will literally get leaflets in houses, every house in the country, you know, every week if possible, on information that's key to all this. And that will, I know most leaflets go in the bin, but some of them will stick, and some people will think about them. It will make people think, ask questions, and then friends, family, neighbors, work colleagues who already um, are on our side will be there to just speak to them and answer the questions if they have questions. And it'll be a slow process, but it'll, hopefully it'll grow rapidly and spread quickly from a small beginning.
But you're aiming for a sort of a mass process. You're looking for a lot of people to get signed up.
Yeah, the idea is that, I mean, it's a two-stage process. Right now, we're in the process of getting people already on our side together, in working on this, and then we'll get volunteers from that to go out on the street delivering leaflets, getting the message into homes, and then it'll grow from there. So some people will sign up as well, and it'll just go from there and grow bigger. I've worked out quite a good plan on how to get things out there and how to make it sustainable, to make people, I mean, leaflets are relatively cheap, so it can be crowdfunded by just a few volunteers each time to get the leaflets out there. So it's not money isn't the biggest problem or anything. It's just getting people out there. So I mean, we're starting small, but hopefully it'll grow quickly. I know there's a lot of people out there who are already interested. I mean, we've had thousands of people sign up already, so it's the plan is it's going to work. We're going to test it soon in Oxford. We're going to go to Oxford and have a day there first week of January. Based around the 15-minute neighbourhoods that they've announced, just to get the word out there to people that this is part of something bigger, and it'll show how we can work.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea. Now, yeah, I've noticed on the website there are some well-known names have already sort of put their faces to this. So who's signed up already?
But yeah, Ryan Fulmish is behind us, Mike Eden, Tess Laurie, there's loads of people, Majid Nawaz, we've Patrick Wood, who's great on technocracy and that. Um, so yeah, if you go to the website at notourfuture.org, you can see who's on board. But yeah, we've got a growing list of well-known people. I mean, I wanted from the start to get people from all across, COVID, climate, economy, just to get to show people that this is more than just COVID. I mean, that's what, and even more than climate. So we want to get people in there who are focused on the money side of things as well, which is obviously crucial to all this.
Are people able to sign up already for the effort in Oxford in the first week of Jan?
Yeah, I mean, there's two things you can do on the website. You can sign the pledge, and the idea is that it's a pledge between people. It's not a petition. I don't like petitions. We're not asking authority for favors. So sign the pledge, or there's a volunteer form if you want to, offer your services to manage a team, deliver leaflets, that kind of thing. And that's where you would sign up for the Oxford thing, just through that. Once we know your postcode, we know where you are, so we know you're in Oxford, so you can sign up for that. But for Oxford, you don't have to be part of the Oxford. You don't have to live in Oxford at the moment. We don't mind if people come from anywhere in the country for that one, because it's going to be big. Because usually the plan is that we'll deliver leaflets over a week, say for instance in a town. Whereas for Oxford, we want to do it all in one day. So we do want lots of people to come along and join in for the day and go from there.
Okay, so if anybody would like to get involved with that, it's notourfuture.org, and you can see the Freds have already got signed up for that. But of course, he was talking there about the 15-minute city initiative in Oxford. We pointed this out a couple of days ago. Traffic filters will divide the city into 6 15-minute neighbourhoods, agrees Highways Councillor. This is what they were talking about, people being able to drive freely around their own neighbourhoods, but would need to apply for a permit to drive through the filters. Now, many people were suggesting that this meant physical barriers. Oxford County Council have decided that they felt that they need to clarify that situation. So this is what they're saying in an updated article in Oxfordshire Live. Contrary to the viral article's claims, there are no physical barriers. The restriction zones will be monitored by automatic number plate recognition cameras that are going to be placed in various places. Everyone in the city will be accessible by car, although some private car drivers may need to use a different route, is the quote from the council. When they are operating, private cars will not be allowed through without a permit. All other vehicles, including buses, coaches, taxis, vans, mopeds, motorbikes and HGVs, will be allowed at all times. So that's okay then, isn't it, Patrick?
Well, what about electric cars? What if I've splashed 30,000 quid on a Tesla? Do I get to go through?
No.
Really?
No.
So that's not green enough?
No.
Wow, that is a real kick in the teeth, isn't it?
Well, what's happening in Switzerland?
Well, how green are the electric cars? Well, the Swiss have a little bit of a problem, Mike. Charging these electric cars and filling up these lithium batteries are a little bit of a pull on the grid. So Switzerland is now considering electric vehicle ban to avoid blackouts. Can you believe this?
Yes.
So there's the Tesla pulling up to charge there to pull that green energy, that coal-fired and natural gas-fired green energy, and fill up that lithium battery. So this is going to become a problem, Mike. Imagine if everybody had electric cars. What do you think that would be like in terms of taxing the energy grid? We
have been talking about this for quite some time, and of course the energy grid will not be able to support it.
Yeah, and so this is just Switzerland. This is just Switzerland. What's interesting about Switzerland, Mike, where do they get their electricity from?
France?
Well, they used to. They used to. France used to be a net exporter of power.
Yep.
But because of green energy policies and McKinsey and Company taking over the bureaucracy, Emmanuel Macron has decided to try to denuclearize France, which is really a genius thing to do considering that is their main source of power. And they were exporting. So here's Macron now. And check this out. So he's demanding that people stop spreading fear, panic about the potential of blackouts this winter. He's saying, stop the panic. It's not going to happen. We've got it all under control. RTE, the state energy institutions, got it all under control. And here's Macron. We are a great country. We have a great energy model. Actually, maybe you did. We will hold on this winter despite the war. You see, invoking the war there. So all of this is because of Putin and Ukraine. Okay. So I ask everyone to do their job. He's telling we need to be sober. He's using that term, sober as a country. He uses that term quite a lot. The only problem here, Mike, is that what Macron is saying is very much at odds with what the heads of the power companies are saying here. Energy rationing and shortages are likely in France, admits RTE chief, electric grid chief there. And this is reported by Breitbart. So a little bit of a problem there in terms of consistency. So he's saying, everyone calm down. I think you're looking at a very desperate politician in Emmanuel Macron. And so he's just becoming more and more unpopular by the day. And so, well, he managed to escape certain death in the last election cycle. But
political death, you're talking
political
about.
death,
Yes.
but he has no mandate at all, not even close. And I think you're going to see that reflected in the opposition from the people when they start taking to the streets again this winter.